Someone at Marvel now has finally talked about the new MCU Spider-Man 4 movie, and you might be thinking, was it Kevin Feige? Did Walt Disney come back from the dead just to say something because I think we're all so tired of waiting? Well, I think every prediction is pretty much wrong because it actually ended up being Tom Holland, the man, the myth himself, the guy who spoiled like a lot of things is probably the easiest way to say. Like, I haven't seen more dramatic spoilers since that one episode of Big Bang Theory when Raj like told Howard what the baby's gender was. I mean, that was pretty fucked up.
Someday she's gonna want to see this. I'm sorry. Who's gonna want to see this?
But I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Holland has also done that shit as well. But he actually went on to speak about the MCU Spider-Man 4, confirming that scripts and early pre-production of this movie are currently happening right now, with it currently being reported that Tom Holland doesn't want Spider-Man 4 to ruin his legacy. Tom Holland reveals he's a part of the creative process for Spider-Man 4, ensuring it doesn't ruin his legacy. We have the best in the business working toward whatever the story might be, but until we've cracked it, we have a legacy to protect. This is the first time in the process that I've been part of this creative so early. I'm watching and learning. It's just a really fun stage to me. Again, a ton of other places have reported this. You know, it was on Comics Gig. Again, this was in a Deadline interview, I believe. IGN even talked about this because apparently Tom Holland also said that, or this was a Comics Gig as well, sorry. He wants to make a lot more Spider-Man movies. It being said that I owe my life and career to Spider-Man. So the simple answer is yes, I'll always want to do more. So a ton of takeaways here, like as much takeaways that could probably feed someone on my 600-pound life. You get it because they eat a lot of takeaway. Jesus, that joke was bad. Do I put that in the video? I don't fucking know. Anyway, where I'm trying to go with this here is there's a lot to talk about. First of all, I'm pretty sure there was an interview from Tom Holland where he said at the end of No Way Home, if he was still making Spider-Man movies in like 10 years, he had done something wrong with his career. And as a big Spider-Man fan, I thought that was a really idiotic thing to say by him. And I feel like he just kind of said that in the moment. I don't feel like he truly calculated what he was saying and what it would actually again mean. I mean, if you're going to play a character for a long time, sometimes you don't obviously want to do that. But there have been people out there like Mark Hamill who has played Luke Skywalker for an extremely long time and has had seen great success with it. Again, not necessarily in the sequel movies, but more so like The Mandalorian and the Boba Fett scenes. God, maybe Mark Hamill wasn't the best example. Holy shit. But again, it obviously seems like Tom Holland has really backtracked those comments, saying he would love to do a ton of Spider-Man movies. And there is a ton of stories that they can explore and that they need to explore. Again, as far as Tom Holland is saying he doesn't want to ruin his legacy, that's a very interesting claim because out of the three Spider-Men, I think Tom Holland would still have probably by a substantial amount the weakest filmography out of the group. Again, Tobey Maguire has a ton of other award-winning movies such as Seabiscuit and Brothers, which if you haven't seen Brothers and you love movies, holy shit, please watch that movie. It will touch you in places that only your uncle could probably touch you in. It is honestly a very, very good movie with Tobey Maguire's, I believe, best acting performance yet. And he's also done other iconic movies like The Great Gatsby, which have been known to be pretty big. While if you look at Andrew Garfield, again, he's done a couple of things here and there, but he's got a movie in particular called Hacksaw Ridge, which is one of the best movies I have personally seen all time. Again, multi-award winning movie where he was the main actor, of course, playing Desmond Doss, if I remember the character's name right. Again, terrific movie. If we look at Tom Holland, yeah, he hasn't been in a whole lot of great movies other than some of the Spider-Man work that he's done, like Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, and I guess No Way Home to a certain extent. Again, when I think of Tom Holland movies, I think of Uncharted, which is not been known to be notoriously liked, and he's done other projects like Cherry, which haven't been notoriously liked. Again, I understand what Tom Holland is trying to say, though. I'm not trying to come out here and trash Tom Holland or anything like that, because I believe this guy is still really young. Like, he is going to have a really good legacy. There will be a ton of more movies he's probably going to do, which will establish him as one of the all-time best. But as of right now, I think people are... this is another comment from Tom where I feel like he is not... what he's saying is not what he truly means. How I see this is Tom saying that he wants to build a good legacy. And if he was to make a bad movie now, especially a Spider-Man movie, it would hurt, right? A lot of people, I think, are taking this as Tom Holland bragging about having already an elite legacy and not wanting to do the bad movie, which I don't think is true. I don't think that's what Tom Holland is meaning. I think it's pretty obvious that he's obviously saying that he wants to have a really good legacy. He thinks he can strive to have a good legacy, but doing a bad Spider-Man movie would very much hurt that, which makes a ton of sense, right? Well, I have my ideas on how I think Spider-Man 4 should be presented. You guys have probably heard about that, so we won't go too much into that, particularly in this video. But again, honestly, Tom Holland saying that he wants to do more Spider-Man movies is perfect, because there is a ton of stories they can do. Again, you know what? We will go in a little bit of how I think the fourth movie should be. I obviously, like 90% of people, think it should be a straight level movie. It looks like how it's aiming to be is Kingpin will be the main big bad, and he will obviously hire villains to attack Spider-Man after he rules vigilantism illegal in New York. I very much think that's the plot they're going to follow, or loosely follow, based off some of the comic books. That's what some of the leaks are saying, at least. Again, there's a ton of other concepts they can do outside of that as well. Let's just say that is the fourth movie. Then you've got, of course, Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, where we can do the multiversal stuff. Then we've still got Spider-Man 5, which could very much be a Spider-Man versus Venom movie. Spider-Man 6, there's always a Sinister Six plot line that is sitting right there that we are yet to truly and fully see, I think, take place. We haven't seen Carnage yet. That's another big one. Again, Carnage was obviously in the Venom movie, but that movie was pretty arse. I mean, let's be honest here. We haven't seen a Kraven the Hunter story yet. All of these massive iconic villains such as Venom, Kraven the Hunter, Kingpin, Scorpion, Carnage, right? There's so many more now. Black Cat, who I think should be in the next one. There's of course Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative. There's still the Miles Morales story. There is so much more that they can do over another trilogy of movies, and even beyond if they wanted to go over that. Again, if Tom Holland wants to do the next 10 to 15 years as Spider-Man, there is enough room to have, of course, the next Spider-Man movie maybe come out in a year and a half, then the 2 Avengers movies, and then another 2 Spider-Man movies. 5 movies in 10 to 15 years seems very, very realistic, and I think it's an idea and a goal that I think Tom Holland will definitely strive to do, because he could pave his way to be the obvious and clear best Spider-Man. I think most people have it as Tobey Maguire right now, myself included. The guy's the GOAT. He could probably sit on my face if he wanted to. But Tom Holland, again, his first movie was good. Second one, I very much didn't like. Third one, obviously pretty good. There's a real, I think, ability here to now make this upcoming trilogy, with what they set up in the last 3, the best Spider-Man movies. Especially number 4, where he doesn't want to be Peter Parker anymore, because no one knows who he is. He's got no friends. He's got no family. He just wants to do Spider-Man things, because that's all he cares about now. Again, having him now be outlawed as a vigilante by Kingpin hiring villains such as maybe Scorpion and Black Cat falling in love with Spider-Man. Man, there is an awesome story just sitting right there. Please, Marvel, make this happen. And then again, there's obviously a Venom plotline. There's a Sinister Six plotline. There's a Carnage plotline. There's a Miles Morales plotline. You know, Mr. Negative. There's tons of things that they can do. And I really do hope they, of course, do explore that. And yeah, it's great to see that Tom Holland is obviously on board. This is great news as far as being a Spider-Man fan. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Are you guys excited for the next Spider-Man movie? What do you guys think about the things that Tom Holland has said that we've talked about in this video? I'd very much like to know. Subscribe to my sports channel and my IRL/film channels. Links for them will be in the description down below. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.